There is a hole in the ground at Giza. Tourists walk past it every day. They photograph the pyramids. They pose with the Sphinx. But they have no idea that 30 meters beneath their feet lies a flooded chamber. A massive granite box, carved from a single 80-ton block of Aswan stone, sits in complete darkness, permanently submerged. The official story calls it the Tomb of Osiris, a symbolic grave for the god of the underworld. But no body was ever found inside, no mummy, no treasure, only water. Cold, dark, living water that refuses to be pumped out. This is not a tomb. This is a machine, and we are about to go down there. In the 1940s, the Egyptian archaeologist Selim Hassan was the first to document the shaft. He descended through the first 2 levels, discovering chambers and a massive granite lid. But his team could go no further. Water had already swallowed the lower depths. In his field notes, he wrote, "Passages lead away from the sarcophagus chamber, but their destination is unknown." He sealed the shaft and it was forgotten for 60 years. Then in 1999, Dr. Zahi Hawass reopened it. His team brought pumps. They tried to drain the lowest level. The water defeated them. It rushed back in faster than they could remove it. This was not a leak. This was a connection. The shaft was deliberately built to reach the living water table. And that single fact changes everything. Think about what you know about Egyptian tombs. They are decorated. They are sealed. They are designed to protect a mummy for eternity, deep in the dry desert. The Osiris Shaft has none of this. No wall paintings, no hieroglyphic texts, no mummy, no treasures, no inscriptions naming a pharaoh. Instead, it has precision-cut granite. It has 80-ton beams transported from Aswan, 800 kilometers away. It has a vertical design that intersects the groundwater intentionally. Name one other Egyptian tomb that was designed to be permanently flooded. There is none. This shaft was not built to keep water out. It was built to let water in, and that means its purpose was not burial. It was function. Now consider the material. The same red Aswan granite used in the king's chamber of the Great Pyramid lines the Osiris Shaft. Remember what we discovered in our first documentary. This granite contains up to 55% quartz crystal. It is piezoelectric. Squeeze it, stress it, and it generates an electric charge. In the king's chamber, the granite beams are stacked 43 layers high, vibrating at an F-sharp frequency. But in the Osiris Shaft, the granite is underwater, water and quartz, pressure and electricity. The exact same principle used in modern hydroelectric dams. The builders placed the most piezoelectric stone available in a chamber designed to be crushed by water pressure. This is not ritual. This is engineering. Here is how the system works. The Osiris Shaft is a narrow vertical hole punched into the aquifer. The water table exerts constant pressure upward. The granite chamber at the bottom acts as a compression vessel. Water pushes against quartz. Quartz generates voltage. The narrow shaft funnels both water and energy upward, like a geological syringe. From there, subterranean channels, already mapped by ground-penetrating radar, connect the shaft to the Sphinx enclosure and the Great Pyramid. Water flows. Energy flows. The shaft is not a dead end. It is a pump, the heart of the Giza machine, and it is still beating. You do not have to imagine the connections. Radar surveys have detected them. In 2023, a Japanese-Egyptian team using advanced ground-penetrating radar discovered a massive L-shaped anomaly buried just west of the Osiris Shaft, connected to a deeper, unexplored chamber. The data shows channels running horizontally from the shaft toward both the Sphinx and the pyramid. These are not natural fissures. They are geometrically aligned. They follow the same precision as everything else on the plateau. The water network under Giza is real. It is mapped, and it is deliberately designed. The only question left is, who built it first? Let the question sink in. How do you carve a granite sarcophagus at the bottom of a flooded shaft? How do you lower 80-ton blocks through a narrow vertical opening without modern cranes? How do you seal the chamber so that water enters only when and how you want it? If the water table was already high, the builders would have drowned before they finished. If it was low, they must have known exactly where to dig to find it. Either way, the precision required is staggering. The same ultrasonic tool marks found in the pyramid are present here. The same impossible tolerances, the same lost technology, applied underground, underwater, in the dark. The ancient Egyptians told a story. Osiris, the god of resurrection, was killed by his brother Set. His body was cut into pieces and scattered across Egypt. His wife Isis gathered the pieces, reassembled him, and brought him back to life. The Osiris Shaft is that story in stone. The god's body, placed in the dark water, waiting to be resurrected. But what if the myth is not describing a god? What if it describes the machine? The shaft is the tomb. The water is the underworld. The granite sarcophagus holds no body because the body is the energy. The resurrection is the electric charge. The myth of Osiris is an instruction manual, encoded in religious language so that it would never be forgotten. But we forgot anyway. Every Egyptian creation myth begins with Nun, the dark, formless, infinite waters from which the first dry land emerged. The pyramid texts say, "I am the inundation of the Nile, the water that rises from the deep." The Osiris Shaft physically reaches into Nun. It penetrates the primeval water beneath the earth. The pyramid rises above it, the mound of creation, emerging from the water. The texts are not poetry, they are physics. Water rises through the shaft, energy rises with it. The pyramid, the mound, stands at the center. The Sphinx guards the horizon. The entire Giza plateau is a three-dimensional map of the Egyptian creation story. But it is also a three-dimensional machine. Myth and mechanism are one. The Osiris Shaft is not unique. Across the ancient world, civilizations built flooded underground chambers and called them underworlds. In Malta, the Hal Saflieni hypogeum descends 3 levels and resonates at the same frequencies detected in the king's chamber. In Mexico, the Maya built cenotes, flooded sinkholes with offerings and structures at the bottom. In India, stepwells combine architecture with precise hydrology. The pattern is global. A vertical shaft, water at the bottom, acoustic properties, and a mythology layered on top. Did all these cultures independently invent the same symbolic idea, or did they all inherit fragments of the same lost technology? The Osiris Shaft is not a local anomaly. It is the most complete surviving example of a global system. Since 1999, a handful of divers have entered the submerged level of the Osiris Shaft. Their accounts are chilling. The water is completely dark. Visibility is near zero. The sarcophagus chamber is tight, the granite lid slightly open. Divers have reported passages leading away from the main chamber. Horizontal tunnels, barely wide enough for a body, extending toward the Great Pyramid and toward the Sphinx. One team claimed to have discovered a second, deeper chamber, but they could not explore it without specialized equipment. The Egyptian government has since restricted access. No full mapping has been done. The submerged tunnels of Giza remain unexplored, and the water is rising. Modern irrigation and urban expansion have raised the water table under Giza by several meters. The Osiris Shaft, once partially dry, is now almost completely flooded. The water that the builders channeled is now destroying their work. Salt crystallization is eating the granite. The chamber walls are deteriorating. Archaeologists warn that the lower levels may collapse within decades. The heart of the Giza machine is failing, and we have not yet understood how it worked. Whatever clues remain in those submerged chambers are dissolving, day by day, in the very water that once powered the ancient world. You have now seen all three components. The Great Pyramid is the engine, its granite resonators, its tuned chambers, its internal hydraulic shafts, all designed to convert vibration and water pressure into energy. The Sphinx is the regulator, the control mechanism, sitting in its hydraulic basin, guarding the eastern horizon and marking the Zep-Tepi alignment of 10,500 BC. And the Osiris Shaft is the heart, the pump, the intake valve that draws water from the deep aquifer and feeds it, under pressure, into the system. Three structures, one machine, built across millennia, inherited by the pharaohs, worshipped as gods, and abandoned when the knowledge was lost. The official timeline says the Egyptians built everything during the 4th dynasty, around 2,500 BC, using copper tools and wooden ramps. But the Osiris Shaft contradicts this. Its water erosion patterns match the Sphinx, which geologists date to thousands of years earlier. Its granite cutting matches the pyramid, which required tools hundreds of times more advanced than copper. The subterranean water network connects all three structures into a single functional design. This was not built piecemeal over centuries. It was planned as one system, by a civilization that understood geology, hydraulics, acoustics, and piezoelectricity. A civilization that existed before the Egyptians. A civilization we have forgotten. And here is the most unsettling thought. We have only found three components. The radar surveys show more anomalies. The L-shaped structure, the deeper chamber, the tunnels leading away from the Osiris Shaft toward unexplored areas. There may be more shafts, more pumps, more resonators buried beneath the Giza plateau. The Sphinx may sit above chambers we have not entered. The pyramid may contain passages we have not found. The ancient world may have been far more advanced than we dare to admit, and the evidence is still there, under the sand, under the water, waiting. The Osiris Shaft is calling to us. The god of the underworld is not dead. He is waiting in his flooded chamber for someone to understand. The water is rising, and with it the truth. But the window is closing. The granite is cracking. The chambers are eroding. Soon the heart of the Giza machine may stop beating forever. We have the technology to explore it. We have the tools. What we lack is the permission and the will.